Hey everyone, it's Jebro. Welcome back to the channel, and it is post Elite Spec Beta week, and I know things are a little bit slow on the channel at the moment. As you know, I am in internship as a mental health counsellor right now, counselling kids and adolescents. So if you're wondering where I am, that's what I'm doing a lot of the time, as well as also streaming on Twitch as per the norm. So I hope you're good, I hope you're well, and we're going to be doing the meta Holosmith build, and I don't talk about Holosmith that much because I honestly don't play it that much, and it's because I didn't really get a lot of enjoyment out of it in the past, but I've actually been playing it because I'm playing Scrapper a lot, and I've had some success, and I thought I'd just go over the meta build and give you some, just give you the build really. I mean, it's on meta battle and other places, but, and you may know it's been around for a fair while, there's been different iterations. The Holosmith, I guess the Foam Forge, one skill got a big nerf like back in like March, I think, of 2018, something like that. But this is the build. It is alchemy, explosives, and Holosmith. You're a damage dealer. Okay, that's what you do in this build. And also you will be going for a few things over here. Let's talk first of all about Amulet. All the things, sigils, weapons, and Rune. Boom. Don't know why I'm pausing, because I was about to cough. Berserker, all the damage, power, precision, ferocity, no HP. You've got 20k health. You get some extra health elsewhere as well in the build. We'll talk about that in a minute. And also because of Rune of Divinity, so you get 8 plus to all stats. The same goes for 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, and then you get plus 10% maximum health as well. Very, very good. What else do you want me to say about that? It is what it is. It's just stats. Nothing special. You could go for other things. You could go for things like leadership if you want to keep your boons up for a bit longer as well. But otherwise, probably the best. Gives you the most damage, gives you health, gives you toughness, gives you other things. Well, a little bit, not much. Obviously, sigils wise, we've got intelligence. Next 3 attacks when swapping to this weapon while in combat have a 100% critical chance. You've got some good damage skills on here. You know, you've got refraction, color. And then you've got obviously a radiant arc, which is going to give you the lovely quickness. Normally you go for the quickness first, and so you can get off other abilities a little bit easier because they are quicker actions, of course. What quickness is. Energy sigil is going to give you the extra endurance regeneration here. And don't forget, shield is going to give you a lot of defense, projectile reflection, stuns when you use your 5th skill when enemies attack you. Very, very good. Days, sorry. And a stun there, don't forget. So there's some of your defense. Only problem about this build is it is very, very, very sucky against conditions, but you have Elixir S for that. Anyway, that's the weapons. That's the sigils, that's the amulet, that's the rune, and the weapons. Alchemy. Do I need to go through this every time? Probably not, but in essence, it's your defensive trait line. It's also the line that gives you your cooldown on elixirs very much reduced. Okay, duration increased 20%, reduced recharge 20%. Don't forget you get might on your usage. Don't forget your usage is also on your toolbelt, so that's going to give you the extra usage there of might, and it's the 3 stacks. Beautiful. One thing to remember, Elixir U is your stun break, but also can be used defensively if you think you're going to be able to get a ton of damage out on a target and you think you can be able to burst them down successfully. That will probably come back off cooldown by the time you need it once again. So picking that for defense or offense is up to you. Don't forget you do have Elixir S, which gives you a break stun and defends you against a lot of damage. Important to remember that. It's not all, you don't always have to save it for your stun break. You've got to. Okay? You've got to. What else we got? There we go. Gain protection when you're disabled, so obviously a 30-second cooldown for that one. You're going to get a lesser elixir C, so quaff elixir C, converting conditions into boons. It's not many, it's 2, don't forget. So that's every 2 conditions every 80 seconds. Big cooldown, but it's still good defense. Elixir E, gain barrier and protection every 80 seconds. When you strike while below the health threshold of 33%, good defense. And then compounding chemicals, heal yourself when granting yourself a boon, and gain increased concentration, which gives you extra healing. 39. It's just good, nice passives. I guess sustain around the map, and then HGH, which we just talked about, is going to give you might, also recharge reduction, and also duration increase as well. Don't forget this applies to Elixir X as well, which I've got in my elite at the moment, and I do pick that over supply crate. This is to also more in solo ranked, mostly because of just getting decaps and stuff. I found that this is really, really helpful no matter which one I get. If I've got Rampage, I'm going to be offensive, I'm going to be getting CC and helping my allies get kills as well. If I get Tornado, I'm going to be CCing and putting people off point and getting decaps where possible, as well as full caps, which is quite nice. Explosives, don't forget the explosive entrance is pretty damn useful. Your first attack when entering combat explodes, dealing damage to nearby foes. This ability refreshes after a dodge roll, so there's some extra damage there as well with explosive explosive entrance. Don't forget, you do get all of the above. You get the daze because of the trait, you get the vulnerability, you get the blindness as well, which comes with the flashbang trait later on. Obviously, if you're using grenades, you pretty much should be going for grenadier. Radius increase as well as velocity increase of 100%, and that's going to be your heal as well, which uses a mini grenade barrage, which is pretty smart. So don't forget that's something that comes out as well. So if you're going to heal, like maybe heal near someone so you can use a little bit of extra damage. It's a bit of a random ability, I'm not going to lie, but there you go, it is what it is. Be defensive to be offensive, I don't know. Explosions cause vulnerability. When you're at Fort and Forge, very, very important to make sure you're spamming those nades. Your big damage nades come from your shrapnel grenade and obviously your first grenade, other than your grenade barrage, which is your main damage in your build. When you're in Photon Forge and high heat, because you do more damage. When you're on higher heat, of course. Blast Shield, explosive entrance grants barrier. Gain vitality based on a percentage of your power. So you are going to get a ton of extra HP. 10% of your power, exactly. Let's have a look how much HP you get. 1,700 extra. No, that's way more. That's 2,500 extra. Wow, that's really, really good, actually. Forgot how much that was. Damn. And you gain barrier 360 as well. Okay, don't forget that. Shape charge should deal increased damage, strike damage for each stack of vulnerability on your target. So 0.5% of each stack of vulnerability, which is caused by explosions, which is a majority of your damage from your grenades, obviously. Boom. There you go. Then, flashbang, explosive entrance inflicts blindness when it hits. Additionally, it dazes foes above the health threshold, which is 90%. So it's high health, does give blindness. So having a lot of access to dodge, vigor, and everything else is going to give you more dodge, going to give you more access to flashbang, not sorry at all. And then you're going to be doing more damage as you do your first attack out of a dodge, giving you explosive entrance, giving you a possible daze if they're above 90% health, giving you vulnerability, giving you blindness. A lot of defense there as well. Great versus things like Lich form, especially if you've got a lot of dodge, you've got a lot of vigor, you've got a lot of energy regeneration. This used to work very well with tools, of course, but gave you next to no defense. So could switch it for this, but then you do use elixirs in this build and pretty much need to have HGH there. Makes sense. You get stealth off elixir acid and everything else. And obviously you get your tool belt recharge with this trait as well. Now the big one, this is what it is all mostly about. Also there is options in explosive line. Like you can go for explosive temper, for example. So having a look, explosions grant stacking ferocity, so more damage, rather than going for the barrier and the health. So you could go all out damage, just complete assassin. Big boomer is good for burst damage, but not great sustain because of flashbang. What gives you, so flashbang, a lot of these traits, these two specifically, give you a lot of sustain. Whereas everything else is damage. This is damage, this is damage. So if you want to go more damage, like full on damage, this, but you are gonna be wrecking yourself. You just be careful, okay? Holosmith. So don't forget, let's just read it through because it's been a while, okay? Reaching the heat maximum results in a self-damaging explosion. Photon Forge is disabled until the heat is lost. Other tool belt skill cooldowns are increased. Ta-da. So deactivate Photon Forge converts conditions into boons based on your heat level. So if you do have conditions on you, make sure you're just taking out your heat after that level. Of course, that is pretty important. Over 100%, which is actually here. This is 50%. This is 100% here, and then this is 150. Okay, because we've got the elite trait, which gives us an extra 50% pretty much. So you want to make sure you're coming out of Photon Forge over the 100 heat. That's really what you want to be doing it most of the time, in all honesty. That is because maybe you'll be wanting to do some damage. Sorry, maybe you'll want to be removing conditions. You always kind of want to be hovering around here when you're pulling out the most damage, as well as removing conditions as well. Heat therapy, so gain health per unit of health heat lost, sorry. So this trait does not function while cooling due to an overheat unless photonic blasting module is equipped, which is a layered trait. So this is just if you've got no HP and you come out of Photon Forge, you're going to be healing as it cools down. So it's like the heat transfers into health in a way, I guess you could see that. Hollow Leap removes a movement impairing conditions and grants super speed instead of swiftness and inflicts cripple. That is the second ability, and is your Hollow Leap right there. It's not swiftness, it's actually super speed, and I've made that mistake in the past, and it is swiftness if you take one of the other traits. Whereas Laser's Edge, while Photon Forge is active, your outgoing strike damage is increased based on your current heat. Maximum damage increase is 22.5%. So you want to be doing more. You want to be doing a lot of your damage the higher heat. So don't forget, while it's active, your outgoing strike damage is increased based on your current heat. So be over one of these markers, okay? Preferably over this one, not too far over here before it's gonna like give out, obviously. Grenade barrage, you want to try and save for over 100 heat, but you know, it's not always as easy as that, and I'm pretty sure most people don't always think of that when they get playing these builds, to be fair. But if you can do it, bash away. That's when you're going to be doing a lot of your damage. Increase maximum heat capacity, and this is enhanced capacity. This is your Grandmaster trait. Storage unit increases maximum heat capacity while above 100% heat. Periodically gain might. Some skills and traits gain additional heat tiers. So you're going to gain might every second. It's in combat only. Capacity increases 50%. You get about 5 stacks of might off this. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much the build. Okay, and see you later. No, that's it. I'm not going to see you later. It's going to be fine. I have found that I don't tend to overheat too much in this build. The first attack, as you can see, not as much damage as we would like, obviously, but that's just the way it is. And it actually takes a while to build up that heat as well, so I mean, if you've got quickness on there, you can really start to see that damage kind of popping up, especially if you're over 100 heat. That's when it starts to really, you know, bash out, which is awesome. And let's make sure, don't forget as well that this doesn't start cooling down until after a couple of seconds. And don't forget, back in, boom, you're managing that heat. You're still over 100%. You know, you don't want to use those abilities which are giving you extra heat. You come out, boom, 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 back into your third skill on the sword, and your second skill to make sure you hit. Reason you hit your third skill is because you get quickness. Quickness is going to make your skills and actions quicker. Amazing, right? What a wondrous world we live in. Like, and make sure that you're actually getting the say actually so much. I know people point that out all the time. You dislikers, I love your face, really. Like I said before as well, grenades. One is your good spam ability. You're filling mostly with this. Don't forget your 5th skill on your grenades is going to be your poison, which is going to reduce healing. It's still an explosion, so it's going to be increasing vulnerability as well. Don't forget that each grenade is 1 explosion, so you're giving 3 stacks of vulnerability each time. So try to hit all your grenades. The closer you are, the easier they are to hit. 3rd skill is going to give you a blind as well, which means they're going to miss potentially. You know, big important things to remember on your skills. Yes, they're grenades. Yes, there's a chill. What does chill do? Double check. Go and have a look if you're not sure, but minus 66% skill recharge rate and speed is pretty good, especially if you want to be running away. Blinds, again, good defense, good offense as well. If you got someone in the down state, blind them with a grenade. Why the hell not? Or use your elixir S. and getting a secured stomp on the target most of the time, unless they're stealthed, etc. Other tips I can give you? Let's think about this. Don't forget the grenade barrage is literally the most burst you have in this build, so getting over 100 heat, like I said, really, really important. Big movement skill around the map. Pretty much you want to use this off cooldown, in all honesty. Make sure you use Corona Burst as soon as you are going to go into combat. Most people use Corona Burst before they even get into a fight, for example. And then when they got it back off cooldown, they'll be using it again. 5th skill, your big CC. Don't forget that gives you might as well. And then 3rd skill, outsword, and then 2nd ability, boom. You get the maximum amount of blades because you get the additional heat. Over 100% heat, you get 4 little blades coming out, people. Get a little bit of bleeding, you get the maximum amount of damage you possibly can. Let's see if we can get this down state. That's a secured stomp right there. Boom. Easy peasy. There's not many ways that you could stop that other than stealth or movement if you're Vapor Form Ellie, of course, in downstate. Or you port very far away, like a thief. Not easy. What else is there? Let me think. I don't think there's much more. There's a lot of... Elixir X is mostly about CC. It's not really doing damage. But throw border is like a really good one. Let's see if we get it. We do. For CC, for example. Big CC. You know? Getting that CC off is important. The auto attack's not so great. One thing that's important as well is that if you are going to use, hello, if you're going to use your grenade barrage as well, make sure you're really close to your target. So that's pretty damn important. Make sure as well when you go into Photon Forge that you get Photon Blitz. There's 8 stacks of burning as well. Make sure you're going to be able to hit all of those projectiles. So normally it's going to be when people are running away, of course. So just be careful. Remember to check, see if they've used their dodge recently and things like that. But yeah, other than that, don't forget your tool belt skills as well. You know, toss Elixir H. You're going to be able to grant protection, regeneration, and vigor, as well as gain yourself some might. Obviously, you've got your toss Elixir U, so you break stuns on allies and you grant them super speed as well, and you give them might. So don't forget about that, peeps. Other than that, I think I'm going to leave it there. Okay. I think that's going to be it. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you enjoyed me talking about Photon Forge Holosmith, because I actually have been having a ton of fun with this build. It's simple to play as well. It's not too difficult. You've just what big thing you've got to do. Think about managing your burst. Think about your heat management. I've done a lot better with this. I've been a lot more conscious for sure. I think it's helped playing Mechanist. Managing my tool belt skills a lot more has actually made me look at this area a lot more. So with Holosmith, you really have to check this area a hell of a lot more. I know you do with tool belts anyway, but you've got this extra bar that you have to take care of, and it's important that you do, because otherwise you're going to end up killing yourself. Yeah, you know, Photon Forge, pretty much bash in there with Corona Burst. You know, if you're close up to a target, Photon Blitz is really good burst. Holographic Shockwave is really strong CC, as well as giving you a big blast combo finisher as well. Use Hollow Leap off cooldown, and you know, Light Strike is still a really good CC. And you also, with Elixir U, you're gonna be able to get really good, awesome cleave damage as well when you're using that first ability, as well as making sure you get things off that you want to in a short amount of time. Photon Blitz, for example, is one of those examples. I mean, you know, you're shooting off those bullets a ton quicker. And when you come out of Photon Forge, of course, you want to be hitting that 3rd skill, getting off the blades on your 2nd ability. Don't forget as well, hit that 2nd ability on your foot shield 4 for a knockback. I'm dodging the abilities here. It's not working. Ignore what I just did just then, and everything will be absolutely hunky-dory. You don't want to do what I just did, because do you see the amount of damage I got off that shadow? The grenade barrage wasn't that much as it could have been. Okay, so always try to look at your heat. It's not always as easy as like people say. it's just a tip, you know. That's how you're going to be able to do more damage, being over 100 heat while you're in Photon Forge. Don't forget, when you're not in Photon Forge over 100% heat, it doesn't matter, other than if you're coming out of it to remove conditions. Otherwise, I've been Jebro. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I massively appreciate it. This video is out a little bit earlier on Patreon. If you do want to support that, greatly appreciate it as well. If you support me, you're supporting mental health and counseling kids as well as adolescents and teens and all the things. Can't do this without your support, peeps. I appreciate you. See you next time. Take care, and take care of those around you. See you soon.